Hi there, he's Jaime, I'm Trip. We're going to talk about that guy.
Yeah.
We're going to leave the, I mean, we'll briefly touch on by now it's old news. Sure. The alleged cheating and all the different things that surround Patrick Reed now. And look, let's get that out of the way, because basically that label's probably going to be with him forever. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be able to shake that. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to be able to shake it with the players, not going to be able to shake it with the media. The public perception, though, Jaime, what do you think? I mean, is he golf's bad guy?
You know, there's certainly that sort of theatrical stage that everybody plays on, and he would be the bad guy. But, you know, I think more than anything, you have to end up admiring, regardless of everything else, put everything else aside, what a good player he is, what a really gifted player with hands around
8 wins in a major.
You know, and you just
2 WGCs.
And yeah, and Sundays, you know, he's a tough dude. And, you know, of course, all the baggage that he carries will play into, I think, you know, his accomplishment. But just in a vacuum, his golf is really impressive. Obviously, he's not the greatest ball striker, but I think as he gets closer to the green, he might be arguably the best in the game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, his hands, when he chips the ball, he's got a variety of shots. He always hits it solid. It reminds me a little bit, you know, of Tiger in how much skill he has at different kinds of shots. And then he looks so good over the putter.
Yes.
This
week, that's
one of the betting putting of his life.
And the thing about those greens, and we noticed it, Brandel talked about it on Golf Central last night, the speed at his putts go in, they go right over the edge. They're very rarely off-speed putts.
He's like a Crenshaw, you know?
He really is, yeah.
It's beautiful. And just the way he's built, he just looks so solid, nothing moves. His hands are just so nice and rhythmic. It's a nice.
He's not the best driver of the golf.
No, he's not. His putting stroke just looks so reliable and almost pressure-proof. I mean, he missed big putts, I know, but it seems like on Sunday he's the guy you'd want over an 8-footer.
Yeah, and at a Ryder Cup, you would want him with a putt to win it, wouldn't you?
Yes, absolutely. And he relentlessly did it yesterday. And, you know, birdied 17. I went that three holes in a row.
Yeah. Nobody was birdieing 17.
He stole that thing, and Bryson didn't give it to him. I mean, he made one bogey. He had three putts yesterday. They were all hard 2 putts, but he made three putts. You know, basically Patrick won it on the greens.
Yeah, you can't open the door for a guy like Reed. I mean, Bryson opened the door for him, and he saw the light. And I mean, the birdie, 15, 16, 17. I mean, he was 2 shots down playing the 15th, and he ended up winning by, you know, a couple. So or one made with that bogey, but. I think that when you look at his short game too, he's one of the, you know, and that's one of the things why Tiger wanted him on that team at the President's Cup was his short game. Tiger said he's got some of the best hands I've ever seen. Quote from Tiger Woods.
Yeah, he doesn't just hand those things out.
No,
yeah, I mean,
he doesn't.
Who are we talking about? Luke Donald, a few guys, maybe Seve, and, you know, obviously the greats that we talk about who had great hands. But I think Patrick, because he hasn't been a huge winner, obviously he's won the Masters, to just say those are some of the greatest hands I've ever seen. That's an insider's appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. There's something special about it.
And what I like about his technique from an analyst standpoint is how he uses the bounce. He's not a digger. He bounces the club, but he's got such a wide array of shots around the greens. I think that, you know, golf's bad guy, I don't think it bothers him that he would be labeled golf's bad guy. I think he relishes that role.
You know,
I mean, he's done it in Ryder Cups. He's done it in different situations.
At this moment, you know, he is carrying baggage. We had the comments from Peter Kostis and Brooks Koepka. They used the cheat word. That's a heavy, heavy burden, as you were mentioning earlier. And yet, I think he feels like I have an ability here, if I win, to somewhat soften that image with the public. It may not be the way that it should be, but we do ascribe more credit to winners.
We do.
Not just as great golfers, but as great people, or people that kind of showed others that if you criticize me, I can overcome it with a win.
Yeah.
And it starts making them seem like they're more popular.
Okay.
So I think he is the bad guy, but I think he's gained this grudging respect by being able to overcome this. You know, we are somewhat trapped in a cycle where, you know, our great players were great people. That's certainly the ideal. You know, you have Bobby Jones was the model, and then Jack was that way, Arnold was that way, and to varying extents, other players have been that way. But I think the modern athlete, we are now looking at warts at all a little bit more than we used to. And I think Patrick, even though he's done some things that I think it's unavoidable that they will make him unpopular with many people. He can survive it, and the best way to survive it is to play well. So I think it gives him an extra focus and motivation to be a great golfer.
Okay, and now, lastly, let's touch on this, because there was speculation, and I said it, I wasn't the only analyst or whatever commentator to say it, that his days of getting picked for teams was probably going to be over after what happened at the President's Cup. Now he's on the Ryder Cup team. He's inside the 8 right now for Steve Stricker.
Well,
I think, does he, okay, let's spin it this way. Does he stay inside that 8 and make it an easy decision for Steve Stricker?
Yeah.
Or if he's not, would Steve Stricker pick him?
You know,
at this point, knowing what we know now.
Yes, I think he's going to keep making these teams, and I still think it'll be problematic to put him on a team, just not because of anything personally about him, but it's the way that the chemistry is affected. Now, you've been on teams, I don't know if that's actually that important, but it seems to be, in the modern era, more important that guys get along than in the old days, where it was like pretty much everybody was for themselves and they unified for a week, but there weren't all these emotional connections. That seems like it's important now with the task force and what they want to do. So I still think he's a tough pick.
I would agree with that.
However, if he keeps winning, first of all, if he keeps winning, he's not going to be a pick.
Exactly.
But let's assume he barely misses. Let's say he's 11th or something on the points list. Yeah, you know, it's pretty hard to pass him up at this point with his record, and especially the way he plays in the clutch.
Exactly.
And that's what you're looking for in the Ryder Cup. Tiger not only loves his short game, he loves his mental toughness.
Yeah, but he wasn't counting on what happened in the President's Cup and all that.
No, nobody's counting on that, and I really thought it was toxic because of, you know, again, not to go back into it too much, Patrick didn't handle it well in terms of acknowledging what was obvious on video.
Correct.
And that's what I think hurt him more than anything.
Exactly, because apparently Gary Woodland was playing with him, and Gary said he owned it right there when they said something about it.
Yeah.
He said he just didn't do it when he was confronted with the media. So that, but another story.
Yeah.
I do think that he would probably not be picked unless he was inside the 10. If he was 9 or 10. If he's 11 or outside,
then I think
he might get. But it'd be so tough to skip over him as a captain. I mean, because you want points, you got to win.
You want points, but we're talking about a very narrow little situation here. I think he's going to make it, and
he's going to make it.
And if he plays badly, he won't make it.
I agree.
And just very quickly, I think his history as a winner sometimes gets forgotten because he's won in these very, kind of difficult situations, qualifying on Mondays.
Yeah.
And doing it at a rate that almost nobody's done in the last 15 years.
That
says a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
And then going to Augusta State, for whatever reasons he had to leave Georgia, he goes to Augusta State and they went 2 NCAAs. To me, it's like LeBron pulling the Cleveland Cavaliers up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a super player who is a winner in the most basic way.
Well, Patrick Reed, I think he's going to play his way on the Ryder Cup. Well, he's a winner in my book. And thanks for stopping by and watching us on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.